Alright, I'm back. I have my tail rotor hub assembled. Alright, now we're going to go on to putting the tail drive shaft into the case. Alright, get the casing with the control arm on it, and here's the slider. Thing to look for on the slider is you'll get some play within the outside race or the spinning portion. I've gotten a new one that was actually quite tight, and it kind of reduced the performance of my tail. But what I found is, you just hold the little part the little guides hold into, and you just try to spin it with your fingers. It should spin pretty freely, spin around a couple times, be pretty loose. If it's too tight, it might take a little while to wear in and get loose. But out of 3 of these that I bought, 2 of them were okay and the other one was kind of tight, so beware on those. Now here's what I do to put these in so you're not fighting for them. Before I put the shaft in, I install the slider. So all I do is just slide the slider in between the guides. I lay it down against the tail. And after that, I grab the tail shaft and I just stick it on through. Thread it through the back side of the tail shaft and right through the slider. No fighting. Alright, as you can see from this side. Alright, and the slider and the 2 guides go right in between the little slots at the slider portion, as if you can see them right there. Alright. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to install the tail rotor hub. Alright, if you notice on these tail rotor grips, there's a thicker portion, or a portion that sticks out further. All that is that's the nut for the screw that holds the blades on. It's designed into the plastic. What you want to do is you want to install the tail rotor hub so that these nut portion goes towards the casing of the tail rotor shaft here. Now what you do is find that flat portion where the grub screw or set screw is going to be sitting into, and just go ahead and separate your little blades there, or your balls. Make sure they're on each side like that, and that the nut portion is facing towards the casing when you slide it on. Alright, just slide it on, and just set it over the portion where you think that the set screw will go. Just kind of put it on there, and don't get it completely tight, just enough to hold within that set screw portion. See here, I can't pull it off because it's sitting in there. Now what you want to do is you want to pull it all the way out as far as you can get it before you set that screw down. So pull it to the farthest point away from the casing and go ahead and tighten it down. There you go. Alright, from this point just grab your control arms from the slider, pop them onto the ball links. A little bit of difficulties here. Not a problem. There you go. Now you have that portion installed. Alright. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and install this onto the helicopter. That way you'll see which way the belt goes on, and also the continuation of the buildup. Alright, I'm back. Now here's the tail section of the helicopter. When you install the belt, it's normally like this. Now what you want to do is you want to rotate it clockwise up portion. That way when you pull the top of it, the main rotor system will turn in the proper rotating direction. So you want to pull the top. Catching something with my main blades here. I have them installed. Alright. So if I pull this main, or the top portion, the main blade should spin in the proper direction of rotation that it's supposed to be. which is clockwise. Alright, so that's the proper direction that belt is supposed to be installed. Now, you notice on one side of your tail casing that there's a little nub, and what that nub does is help you properly position the casing onto the boom. Alright, so just go ahead and slide that belt over that sprocket and put that little nub right into the hole. Now put it right on there properly for you. Alright, get that belt on, you have it on that nub. Your next thing will be is a belt guide. This little belt guide, the flat portion goes towards the belt. Alright, next you want a spacer. Go ahead and install that brass spacer. Alright, next thing would be the other side of the tail casing with the bearing installed. Some people put glue on that bearing. I haven't had a problem with mine yet. I guess some casings may be milled out a little different, but just want to make sure that bearing is in there. Now, this one also has a little nub on it, which goes to the other side of the hole. Just piece them together, and there you go. Two casings together. Now what I do is I temporarily install a few screws. One here at the top. Right? And I get one over here towards where the shaft was. Either that top one or that back one. Yeah, it don't matter. But I do this, oops, do this so that I don't have to hold that tail the whole time. Alright. Nice and snug, don't over tighten because you could strip out the screw. Alright, there we go. Now, this piece here, which is the tensioner pulley, I don't really know if it does a whole lot, but hey, some genius put it in the design, so I'm guessing it does something. But I guess what it's really supposed to do is supposed to guide the belt properly into the gear and make sure that it feeds into it properly, and to keep, you know, it pushed down versus it coming over the top. And as like a car's tensioner pulley, it just keeps slight tension and it guides the belt in the proper direction. Alright, so that one there, put that in, and it has the only odd screw. Now when you tighten this, and you don't want to tighten this one a whole lot, you just want to tighten it to the point where the head of the screw contacts the plastic, because you want this pulley to move freely. A little too tight. There she is. You want this thing to move quite free, okay? Because if you don't, then it'll rub the belt and end up tearing up your belt a little faster. Alright. Well, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install the rest of the screws, and see you when I get back.